Hey, yo, what up, y'all? You're listening to the Boombox Radio Show right now. I am your host, RZ. We're in the place to be at Civil Radio 101.7 FM at the University of the Fraser Valley. Right now, we're going to do an interview with my very good friend, Kevin Semeniuk, who is an author and a poet. He has a few novels out right now. He's been doing lots of big things. He's got a really good heart, great mindset on him, and he's doing amazing things. Yo, what up, bro? How's it going?
Peace and love, man. How are you?
Good. So, how's your day been today so far? Been writing any new stuff, or?
Oh, man, I write every day. Yeah, man. Yeah,
nice.
Every day. I write every day.
That's what's up. You were telling me you did something that you posted on your website today, wasn't it? Or just recently?
Oh, yeah, we were talking earlier just before we went on air here about love and fear. I wrote an essay a few nights ago and posted it up on my website, just talking about love and fear. Mm-hmm. And just kind of some of the conditions of the human mind. Oh, we're getting deep quick here, eh?
Yeah, no doubt. That's the way this interview is going to be for sure, because, you know, a lot of your writing is deep like that too, so...
Led by the heart.
You know, there's a lot of things to be said in this world full of words, so...
That's right.
It's definitely good to hear you, hear the conversation go on a good start like that, and just talking about the realism in life, right? So... That's
right. That's what it's about, right? Sadly, the world is kind of taking a different direction. I guess it's the progression of a different direction here for some time, and I think trying to stay true to your heart and true to morals is kind of a odd word to use, but I think staying true to your heart is so important nowadays, and you know, everyone gives us from a million different directions. There's 1,000 ways to not be yourself, and internet is, I think, the foundation of it all right now.
Yeah, it's definitely a strong machine.
It's intense, man. It's hard. I still haven't learned how to maneuver through the internet at this point. It's easy to get lost in. It's easy to lose yourself in.
Yeah, and, definitely.
I can't imagine.
What's that, Dylan?
It's like a needle in a haystack.
Oh man, I couldn't imagine being a kid now. I couldn't imagine.
True, I've thought about that too.
A kid now with the access to the internet, and how easy it is to be mean, and there. I mean, it's been people are talking about it all the time now. Just how there's no emotional accountability for anyone on the internet anymore. You can say anything, you can get away with anything. You're never going to be held accountable. I mean, it's like a big vehicle. Like, you know, it's like the only place you can really get away with, other than the internet, is being in your vehicle, where you can.
I was thinking,
flip
same
somebody
thing.
off or cuss somebody out in traffic and never be held accountable unless that person decides to go the distance and follow you, and
yeah, exactly,
and
right.
You're going to be held accountable for what you do. But other than that, like, the internet is really the only place you can get away with just being mean.
Yeah, it's like people hide behind a shield, the internet shield.
The crazy thing is, I'll be dropping off my stepson at school, and I'll be seeing kids like grade 5, grade 4. You know, they're pulling out their little iPhones. They're all sitting in a little circle, chatting on their iPhones, messaging whoever. Like, I mean, you're grade 5, dude. In grade 5, I was still playing with, like, hogs and
yeah, but
shit
the
like
thing
that.
is, though, that's not. You're looking at a child, but the child got that from somewhere. Like,
oh yeah, definitely.
Kids in grade 4 are not buying their own phones. It's parents who are.
Yeah,
but I mean,
good point.
It's the same mentality of, like, you know, sending a child to a room for a timeout, and their room is stacked better than the rest of the house.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, in my time, like, you know, even my sister will still do it to her daughter, where she'll take the door right off the hinges and take the pictures off the walls, and, you know, if you're going to your room, it's for a purpose, right? Like,
yeah, definitely a timeout, and it's a time to realize what you've done wrong.
Yeah.
And I think too, like, just the fact of, you know, the difference of when I was younger, I was outside a lot more when I had nothing to do.
Yep.
And I was definitely like venturing out in the backyard and just, you know,
imagination,
using nature.
Kids don't need an imagination anymore, man. Like we're providing
it's funded
a kid
for them.
Yeah, we're providing a child with all of the tools they need to not be themselves. Like that's all that's all we're doing. We're breeding generation after generation of at this point of just a bunch of, you know, just thoughtless individuals, and it's not like
they're being force-fed what they should be thinking,
right? You know, like we're making the decisions for them, you know. So man, I kids got it tough now. Kids got it tough now.
That's for sure,
right?
Yep. So basically your novels that you've been writing recently.
Yep.
Right now, you just put out a brand new one.
Yeah.
Your newest one, 2 new ones, yes.
Yeah, 2 in the last year.
And
that one, Sweeping
with God.
Yeah. That was a year ago.
Yeah, and it basically, what do you enjoy most about when you're writing your novels? What's like the process during the creation of it? What's your favorite process?
It's grueling.
Yeah.
It's heart-wrenching. It's amazing. It's like every emotion. And the funny thing is I don't write from emotion. Like I feel like I'm always kind of, even with my poetry, I feel like I'm always kind of walking a line of I'm always trying to find where I belong in my writing, and whether it's, you know, telling the story or allowing the story to be told. You know, so I believe with my writing, because it's so character driven and visual, and a lot of the stories come from, you know, for instance with my poetry, a lot of the stories come from, you know, visions or images that, you know, are going on around the world, whether it's child slavery or hunger related issues, or you know, here in Canada, I have a poem called 1,200 Daughters that is about the you know, nearly 1,200 missing and murdered Indigenous women here in Canada, right? Like, so there's always a purpose. I feel like there's always an intent that is there previous to my delivery. So with my novels, it's kind of just like me taking. So for instance, Sweeping with God, I wrote the entire novel based off of the title. I came up with the title. I had no character names, no anything, and I just ran with the title, and you know, that book in particular is like the work of almost nearly 5 years. But at the same time, I started writing my second novel titled Sugar. I put a full collection of poetry together, and then another book of poetry together. So I don't know, as far as like what do I enjoy the most, it's all. I eat, sleep, and breathe writing, man. So I mean, I'm sure you can relate to music, right? So
yeah, no doubt.
It's always on my mind, and even when I'm not physically writing, I'm writing emotionally or mentally, right? So,
just letting it out. Yeah. What's some of the advice that you have for other writers out there, to you know, anybody out there who's having a hard time breaking through and just letting it pour out when they're writing?
I think it would just go back to the beginning of our conversation when I said I think that we're in a very crucial time right now in the world where it's very, very important to stay true to your heart.
Yeah.
And that's so cliche and cheesy, and it gets said all the time, but I think that's how dreams come true. That's how dreams are achieved. That's how, you know, I think that, you know, if you lead by your heart, you're leading with love. And, you know, love is life, man. Love is what births a flower. Love is what births a human being. Love is life, right? So
it's strong too.
Just lead. Yeah, man. Just stay true to your heart. It's so cheesy, but it's so true, and it's so true. It's important. It's important. It's especially important for kids.
Yeah, no doubt.
So advice, I don't have any advice, because every time I write, man, I'm winging it. I'm just like I said, I'm trying to find my place within the story. I'm trying to figure out where I fit in as an instrument or as a tool in the delivery of something. So the only way I'm able to do that is by staying keen to my heart and not letting my own stresses or my own day-to-day garbage or emotions dictate what comes out, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Because I think that's the best way to be relatable, and that's what everyone wants. Like, man, we all just want to be related to, right? We all
it's true.
We all want to be acknowledged. We all want to be related to. Like, you have something special. Just go. Yeah, you just go with it, man. And we all have something special. We all have something that should be heard. We all have something that needs to be said and talked about. And
yeah, exactly. And so we find a way and an outlet,
right,
to get it out.
Yeah. But that's in the heart, and I don't think it comes from. I don't think it really comes from. I think we all know. I think inherently we all know where we like. I think we all inherently know how we are supposed to be used. Like, I think we all know in our heart, music doesn't just find you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
you find it,
right? Like, you come together.
Stuff that you like.
You
stick with.
Yeah, you come together, right?
Mm-hmm.
So good and bad and right or wrong or any of those labels. I don't think any of that comes into play or should have any part in art, right? I don't think any of that should have any part in art. I think art is just a reflection of your heart. I think it's a reflection of truth and the moment and honesty and, once again, love.
Yeah, exactly. Right? So you've been through some hard times in your life that has definitely impacted some of your writing. How do you express yourself after being through these hard times? Did you have to take some time off, and then you just came back after all this things that's happened with you? And was it easier, like, to get back into writing again?
I've never taken a break from writing. I've always written. I write every single day, one thing or another. Like I was,
no matter what.
Yeah, like I mentioned in the beginning, in reflection to our conversation prior to going on air, I wrote an essay at like 3:00 in the morning last week.
Yeah.
I wrote a piece of poetry 2 days ago, both of which are up on my website now, kevinsemeniuk.ca. And then I write. I'm working on my third novel right now, Grace in October. So I write every day. That's what I mean by I try not to. I mean, I think it's difficult to have any outlet that comes from a space within you that you don't always fully understand, and for it to not be affected by hardships or hard times or losing loved ones or so I think that there's probably a little something of me in everything that I do, but I really try to just, not everyone can relate to the things exactly what I've gone through. So I always just try to, I love life. I love humanity. I love people. So I really just try to give, a voice to, stories that may never be heard. Mm-hmm. There are things that, there's things that need to be discussed. There's things that need to be talked about. There's things that need to be listened to and heard. And we're living in a really kind of surface level society right now where, it's very money driven and nobody really wants to talk about important issues or more importantly, nobody really wants to hear about important issues. And I think that's the problem with like social media is everyone's just kind of spitting, like nobody's really listening. Nobody's really listening to anybody. Everyone's just kind of there for their, like Dylan mentioned earlier, for their 7 seconds or 15 seconds, and then they're moving on, right? So no one's really investing in anything emotionally.
And some people,
a lot of trend following too.
Yeah, definitely.
They'll follow whatever's popping off at that second or that time, whatever they see everybody else doing.
Yeah, not just being true to what they actually feel. And like it's like a lot of people.
It's hard, man. Could you imagine being, especially a kid, right? Because all these things are really, we're like grown men, so like all of these things are really formatted and built for youth, for teens, right? So could you imagine being a kid and trying to be yourself in a world that like is so not catered to you? Like not every girl has the confidence to wear a bikini, right? Like not every dude has the confidence to rap. Not like and I couldn't imagine being a kid, man, with all of that stuff steadily in your face. Like that's the only way that, and with the whole like and a like and a follow and an unfollow and all these things that go along that tell you that like the way to be something is to be popular, to get likes or
on the internet,
right? And so the thing
not
is
real
that
life.
I think if you don't get, and I have felt it, man, and I'm a grown man. Not getting a like on something that comes from your heart.
Yeah, exactly.
It's hard, man. It's hard to take. And
you
I'm
know
like,
what?
Dude, I'm like a grown man.
Sometimes
right?
Facebook
Everyone
won't
can
even
relate.
I feel you.
Right?
Sometimes Facebook won't even put your post in front of people's faces
right.
too.
Yeah,
it
man.
like dictates who can see your post today.
Yes.
It's like, oh, so you can write something that was really important, but no one even gets to see it because
Nobody's
Facebook
gonna
said,
hear
"Hey, sorry, I couldn't do that right now."
Nah, man, that's a little too
traffic jam right now. Yeah.
No, sorry, that's a little too.
What the hell you mean 0 likes in 1 hour?
Yeah.
Delete this bitch right now.
Right, but it's
and then that gets people seeing it because you commented on it or something.
Right. So then it's hard. Then you.
It's a video game or something. Social video game.
So could you imagine being a kid and like trying to? I mean, especially as a kid when. Being in school is hard enough as a kid, man, to watch all the all the pretty people walk by or all the well-dressed people walk by, and nobody ever really knows anybody's story, so we never know where the money's coming from to do those things. Or
that's true.
I started working, I had 2 jobs by the time I was like 12 years old, and I was buying my own clothes because I wanted British Knights. You know what I mean? And there were so many kids in my house that my mom couldn't always afford the clothes that I wanted, and I was going to get acid wash jeans, so I had to go get a job and make some money to pitch in or buy what I was digging, right?
Yeah.
But I mean,
it's
it's
so
so
out and
easy
make your own.
Yeah, but it's so easy to go through life, man, and not get to know people. That's such a safe route, and it keeps
It's almost like in high school. I remember my homies would bug me about like my parents had money, and they'd always be, oh, you spoiled, that. But it's like, just because my parents have money doesn't mean they're buying me a whole bunch of things. Like, you know what I mean? If I wanted something, I still had to go buy it.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah, exactly. No one sees the real picture behind the situation.
Well, because they work hard, but they still got their own things to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's life, right? Like that goes back forever. You never really know what's going on behind closed doors. Right?
Exactly.
But the internet has made that even worse.
Yeah.
I don't want to really hate on the internet that much because
it's a good tool for
it is an amazing tool,
lots of information,
for a platform, and I mean you have the world in your hands at any given moment now.
Yeah,
you could become a celebrity overnight nowadays.
Exactly, and it's a good tool for good, and it's also a
course.
good tool for the evil. So.
Right. But I mean, they say that about guns, so...
Yeah, exactly. So it's all about what you choose and your own morals.
It's all about, how you live your life,
like,
right?
You'd rather have one when you need one than not have one when you don't need it.
Yeah. And like I find like a lot of people are probably afraid to say what they really actually feel sometimes on there because of the backlash.
Scrutiny.
You know what I mean?
Of course.
And then it's on there. It's on the internet, and then other people are taunting on it too. So it's like, oh, I don't want to write that.
Right.
Sometimes I don't even post anything on Facebook anymore. Just my music or the radio show and whatnot.
Yeah.
Because half the time it's just like no one wants to hear certain things. And then at the same time, I've looked on the Facebook news feed and been like, oh, I don't want to hear this person talking about how they didn't get some certain thing in their food today at the restaurant they went to.
Okay, so then is that so do you think that that's a greater reflection of what you're doing? Or do you think that's just human nature?
To do what?
Well, because you complained about something that you yourself do, right?
Yeah.
So do you think that you not receiving likes or whatever you call it or feedback on a certain post, do you think that's a greater reflection of the energy that you're putting out there? Or that's just the state of the world?
I think it's more society.
I think that's just human nature at this point,
it's
right?
Both, yeah.
Because we're all man, everybody really wants to be loved, man, and that's understandable.
Yeah, exactly.
And everybody wants back rubs and in hard times, and everybody wants to be understood. And I think it's really hard. I think it's really hard to have your heart hurt, and then to still just continue to, keep your head up, keep your shoulders straight, and just continue to be true to your heart and just love.
Yeah.
And when you don't get, quote unquote likes or follows, to just continue to be you. That's the beauty of a child, man. is
Yeah.
they don't get caught. I don't think they really get caught up in all of that stuff.
No, not at all.
No, but
Especially
the
kids
more-
or
right,
babies
but
who haven't been
the
shown
hard,
the
well, I don't
internet
think
and all that.
babies are on Facebook, bro.
No, I'm just saying for them, for instance, they're
Oh,
the
yeah,
kind
yeah,
of
yeah,
minds
yeah,
and individuals who don't care about any of that stuff,
No,
right?
yeah, but I'm saying like so we're always so quick to want to teach someone a lesson, you know, like my brother calls it tit for tat, you know, like we're always so keen and quick to want to teach someone a lesson, like, you know, you hurt me this way. It's like you know, it's funny how somebody can treat you a certain way and not get it until you treat them the same way they treated you, and then all of a sudden they understand, right? But what would the difference be if you didn't interact with that kind of energy and you just loved, right? And you were just, and it sounds so corny, but if you were just true to your heart, because every time you bend over, or you cripple yourself in order to teach someone a lesson, you're going against your own self, right? You have to utilize a tool. You have to develop or adapt to teach someone a lesson, right? And you're automatically going against, I think, the nature of the heart. I think you're going against the nature of the heart, and I think that's why.
It's just annoyance of hearing people afterwards what they say, and it's just like, you know, it's sometimes it's just nicer to not deal with those people because they are so lost in their own mind that they could never agree or open their mind.
Lost, man.
Yeah, so it's like lost. Sometimes it's just like the annoyance of having to deal with certain, you know, things in society.
So then what if just patience and tolerance came into play?
Yeah, and then that's why having an outlet, you know what I mean, a creative outlet to let those things out, because you could do it on your own during that outlet, like, and then you don't have to do it all out throughout the day, right? You don't have to like say all your feelings to people on Facebook, because I make it on my albums, you know what I mean? So that's why.
Yeah, you should check out my website and read that essay that I wrote last week, just about the conditioned mind, and you know how we're continuously led to believe that there's this choice between two, and those two are love and fear, and I don't think that that's accurate. Yeah. You know, I think that there's, you know, I don't think that it's so far beyond the world that we want, right? I think it's always within the change of a thought, right? It's always just within the change of a thought.
It's just a shout away.
If that change of a thought, you know, ripples and meets, and you know, there's a billion changes of thought. You know, it's like people complaining about politics and stuff like that, as though we don't have anything to do with it. You know what I'm saying? We're the ones who vote people in, right? It's like we're in control of that. It's like, you know, the market, when the market and the economy crashes and things like that, as though we don't have a say in that. The economy is not its own thing, man. The economy is
we are part of it.
It's manipulated. It's man-made, right? These things, these problems in the world are all man-made. They don't just pop up. We've had a pretty, you know, man has had a pretty crafty hand in the state of the world right now, right?
Definitely. So on another topic, what's the what's your future plans basically for your writings, your website, everything else? And
you got me heated now.
We gotta update everybody with all your links and all that stuff.
Well, you can get all my like I said, I released 2 novels in the last year, Sweeping with God and Sugar. They're both fiction. They're both amazing stories. They're about triumph and hope and love and struggle and heart and soul and spirit and inspiration. They're both beautiful stories, and I'm not just saying that because I wrote it. Yeah. Okay. Well, I am kind of a...
No, I know.
They're both amazing stories.
You're a serious dude.
Yeah, and...
you wouldn't.
And,
sit there,
and I'm writing my 3rd novel right now, Grace in October. So I got Sweeping with God, I got Sugar, Grace in October coming. I got Love, Grace, and Sorrow in no particular order. I got which is poetry, Revelation, which is in front of you, which is another book of poetry. And then I try to stay as active as I can on my website, and I'm still not very good at social media, you know, Twitter, all of my everything. You know, my website is kevinsemeniuk.ca, which is, you know, KevinSemeniuk.ca. That's my website, and you know, there's links to everything. I have, you know, my books on Amazon Kindle. All the links are on my website, my Instagram, all of my Facebook, Twitter, Instagram is all Kevin Semeniuk.
Right on, brother.
And yeah.
Well, everybody out there, make sure you go and check out the links.
Yeah, man. Support the writers, the storytellers.
Make sure you listen to
This is the
everything that
realness.
was said in general on this whole interview. That was good.
Why, you like that, Dylan?
That was good.
Thank you, man.
Dylan, you should post this after on your Facebook for sure.
Yeah.
Dylan's got his Facebook popping. Lots of people check that out.
Everyone else calls him DTG. I just call him Dylan. I was talking about that on the way over here.
Yeah.
And like I call you Valley, right? But everyone calls him
DTG.
DTG. So,
You know his other
which is
nickname,
just-
Deech.
He's such a
Deech.
young hustler and go-getter, and he's funny and he's talented, and he's always down to help and shine
Yeah.
light on things.
Appreciate it.
Shout out to DTG.
Shout out
being
to
on the boombox
DTG.
tonight.
Yeah.
And shout out to
Shout out to Miss Vicky's Chips.
what?
Things are kills.
Get serious.
Give me a sponsor.
Shout out to your brother.
Oh yeah, of course. Obviously,
Dave.
I was gonna do that, but what up, bro?
Yeah.
And to my mommy. Shout out to my moms.
That's right. Shout out to my mom.
Aw, dudes.
Yeah, you guys give your mom some love, man.
I love my mom.
Yeah, I love her.
My mom's the best.
And my pop.
Well,
Family. That's what it's
Yeah.
all about.
what up?
Love.
Love, right?
We got to slow down on the beef out there, y'all.
Yeah, the beat.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's so easy. to
Make
get
some
caught in
songs
that
about the
drama.
realness.
That's
I
why
actually
don't watch the
started.
news and stuff like that, man. I can't be bothered with all the drama and garbage that they try to.
It's too
I know.
stressful.
Fill our
It's too
minds with,
angry.
man.
Especially when it's like the nonsense
Negative.
news.
It's
Like-
all
like-
nonsense news, though, right? And
Yeah, it's
and the
like
thing
Kim
is, it's-
Kardashian lost her brand new earring today
Okay, but then what?
in Manhattan.
But then the alternative to that is someone like a mass murder.
yeah,
Everything is so
mixed
man,
into
it's
it.
So yeah, I think everything. I think like importance is relative. I think importance is relative to a situation. I think like, me losing someone, regardless of the circumstances, is not more important than you losing someone, regardless of the circumstances, right? Because I can only feel it the way I can feel it. You can only feel it the way you can feel it. And I think like, trying to chart top with like, the most important news or the most radical headline or whatever it is I don't think it's fair to news in general, because I don't think that there's one thing more important. I mean, I think that if the local media went and spent time at the children's hospital and paid attention to all of the families struggling with a sick child or a child that may not live on, I think that, there would be a month and a half's worth of news straight every single day based on a child who's not going to make it. Right? Mm-hmm. So it's all relative. It's just what they decide to share with us.
Yeah, it's
It's
true.
almost like I was saying earlier, how people will jump to the latest trend. It's like when the
That's my chair.
oh,
Sorry, guys.
like
Jump
when,
into the
the,
latest
when, when the terrorist attack happened in Paris, there, like rest in peace to everybody. You know what I'm saying? But like Facebook came up with that thing where change your profile picture to the whole Paris flag to show that you care, kind of thing. But it's like. It's like, okay, well, then the next day or the next couple of days, they're bombing Syria, and I mean, they're only.
That's not even you might as well say the day before, the week before, the month before.
Oh no, I know, but I'm saying like they've been doing that. I know, but like how it was so current, and like the next day it's pretty much happening that they're just retaliating with it, and nobody's. It doesn't.
It's almost
affect
too
anyone
much.
else. It's like.
I think it's just.
It's like France, because you know what I mean. It's like that. It's everybody knows France. You know what I mean. Everybody knows France.
But
a
it's
nice
like that
place.
whole mentality kind of like, why are we going across the world to save a child's life when there's problems in our own backyard?
Yeah.
Well, we're all human beings, man. So what? So if the world is mine, if I, we're born within borders before we have a chance to see otherwise.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We even in Canada, we're split between provinces, like as though there's something there, and we're living by different guidelines and rules and like age, determinations and things like that on
When really it's just a line
right?
that they've
But-
put there. You can't.
But it's not. This is not like it's not like something that like the world came with, the globe came with. It's like all man-made, right?
Yeah, we put these borders around us.
So I think that that's just part of. I think that that's like part of the whole mentality behind, being able to inflict or evoke change is like that. And not to Dylan's fault. It's just that like. that's kind of the whole mentality. It's like everything is as close as it is. It's always right there. I mean, like a Paris is a plane ride away.
Yeah, it's
you
true.
know, Zimbabwe's a plane ride away. Like they're all a plane ride away. And there's very, very, you know, the Congo, there's very serious problems in every part of the world. You go down to Hastings and Vancouver, there's a lot of hardcore problems, right? There's problems everywhere in the world. It's just that I think that a lot of people create or allow like that kind of like, I don't mean ignorance necessarily in a negative way. I just mean ignorance in not looking beyond, right? Like it's just a little bit more convenient to be able to believe certain things without having to look within, right?
Yeah.
So it, you know, like racial slurs, right? It's like hanging out with someone who always throws garbage out the window, right? They open a cigarette pack and they throw their trash out the window, or then they throw their cigarette out the window, and it goes on and it goes on, and then finally one day you say, "Dude, man, that's not you. Stop it. Stop throwing stop throwing your garbage out the window. That's not even who you are, right? Just chill." And then I think as soon as you plant that seed and they have to become conscious about it every time they do it, that's where change starts.
Exactly.
It's just like racial slurs,
embedding it,
right? So then every time it continues, there has to be a conscious decision to do it, because now you've raised the flag within someone's mind, right?
Exactly.
So, which is in turn going to create some level of conflict if they continue to pursue those actions.
It's true.
Boom.
Kevin Semeniuk, that's what's up.
And I'm sweating.
We on the boombox.
Dude, it's on here.
Yo, we're gonna go to a commercial break here. Thank you very much for being on the show again, brother. We'll get you on for sure.
Thank you for having me, man.
If you guys are able to chill in the studio still for a bit, we'll get you back on air after we play a couple tracks for the people out there.
Yep.
And one more time, you got any shout outs you want to give to anybody out there before we get off the air here?
KevinSemeniuk.ca again.
Oh. Yeah, go check it out. We on the boombox, about to commercial break. Check us out when we come back. Word up. Hey, yo, what up, y'all? You're listening to the Boombox Radio Show right now.
What up, what up?
I am your host, RZ. I got in the place my homie, Kevin Semeniuk, and DTG.
DTG?
Peace and love.
What's up, y'all?
Hey, yo, what was that song you were saying? What was that song 2 songs ago that was playing?
2 songs ago. That was...
I just asked you about.
That was, it was from the DJ Babu Duck Season 3 mixtape, and it was a song featuring Wild Child and Percy P.
Okay, good. They just needed their names to be said because I was sick.
Yeah, that was.
That's good music, man.
Yeah, definitely. DJ Babu with his mixtapes, Duck Seasons. I think he puts them out like every year or every few years or something.
Oh.
It's pretty good album. Definitely.
Babu?
Collaborations. Babu, yeah, he's from the Dilated Peoples.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Sweet.
So yeah, we've been in the spot. We did an interview earlier on the show. I don't know if y'all tuning in right now. Just to let y'all know.
They've been here from the jump. They've been here. Yeah. Everyone that's listening.
Started from the bottom.
This is talk radio now.
Anybody who's tuning in.
This is a talk radio.
Yeah, and anybody who's just tuning in now, we were doing an interview with the homie Kevin.
Yeah. Yep.
And we were talking about his books. He's a poet.
Yeah.
We're talking about some realness of the world.
Yeah.
How internet is doing things.
Yeah.
You know, and capturing the new generation differently than when we were younger.
It's so much different, man.
The internet's on.
I don't even know. I wouldn't have been able to operate. I wouldn't be. Man, that's crazy to think that I wouldn't be who I am. I mean,
what if the internet wasn't here?
Right?
I don't know. What if?
We wouldn't be on the internet right now.
We'd still be out building.
But we'd still be on there.
Oh, weid be out in the parking lot doing this.
We're still on frequency radio.
We have a megaphone.
Yeah, we're on live stream right now on the website civil.ca.
Yeah.
And but we're also on 101.7 FM.
Shout out to civil.ca.
Shout out.
Yeah.
Thanks, y'all.
What an amazing platform this is, man, for local, for like independent and underground artists and stuff like that to be able to have an outlet to talk about what they're doing.
Yeah.
It's so difficult because of the the machine, right?
Yep, the machine.
The machine.
So
right?
we'll call it.
Yeah, right. So this is a great platform, man. Good for you for having this and for making sure that and you've done.
Thank you. Thanks for being on the show.
Of course, man. Thanks for having me. You've done some dope interviews too, right? Like you've had Slane and
Tech Nine.
Yeah.
Tech Nine.
Yeah.
Nice.
Definitely. Got the opportunity to talk to a lot of really great artists and different kinds of people. Even had my friend on here too before, who's a pro skateboarder.
Oh.
So yeah, I'm just I really like helping people get their names out.
Yeah, man.
Any way I can.
It's so important to
in their minds and ideas.
Yeah, man. And the independent artists and the independent hustle and all that. Like there's such a I think like for me the reason I've never sought, I own my own publishing company, 15 for Hope. Mm-hmm. And I think it I don't know, but I can only relate to myself, so who am I to speak? There's a certain there's a certain element or level of belief I think you have to have in yourself to push and push and push and push and push and remain independent and remain not so much underground but independent, right?
Mm-hmm. And you definitely have to know for real that you have something worth pushing.
I think that's what it is, and I think like knowing that and not pursuing professional or publication or reaching out to like in music to Def Jam or like for me Penguin Publishing or any major publishing house. I think it does, man. You have to fully believe in what you're doing, right? Because
you're you're representing your product,
right? And I think that also ups your confidence in what you're doing too, being able to do it right from the ground up and do everything on your own. I mean, like Dylan's in here doing footage for us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I was gonna say,
everything that we do, and like, you and I know each other and we all know each other and there's this circle, there's this connection even like with my brother that, we all kind of join forces and do things that we can to keep the push for everyone.
Yeah, exactly.
It's important to be
everyone can help each other get so much farther.
Yeah.
I was gonna say too, Dylan, like, what do you see with the, you're a few years younger than us, and how do you see the internet and just
Dylan's only 13, by the way.
Artistry with independence, like the independent artist. How do you think that the independent artist world is gonna be in the next few years when the younger people start getting older?
It almost
what's gonna control it, or
like. It's hard to explain, like, back then where you'd have to give out your mixtapes and, you'd have to give out your mixtape to the right person to get it to the other right person and, somebody dope might see it or you freestyle at enough parties or whatever. But now it's like the internet, you know what I mean? You could post a video on there and within 24 hours you're a fucking celebrity already and everybody knows who you are. And, like, I mean...
Yeah,
I look over here.
You shouldn't be swearing when you're that young, man.
Oh.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Sorry, don't tell Mom. Anyway, but like, it's crazy how you can just go from you to becoming, like, everybody knows you within that amount of time. Just from, like, it can be like for instance, like that one video where that girl's in the fight with the other girl and the other girl throws a shovel at her head.
Oh man, don't even bring light to
no,
stuff
but you
like
know
that.
What I'm saying? It's got like it's
horrible, man.
It's
quick, finish your point.
It's just
about that one.
Everybody knows that video now. Like, just that one video. That one.
But there's some. Yeah, but you. That's
like, imagine when you were young. No, I know it's bad, but I'm saying imagine when you were.
But
young.
what's she doing now? Is she throwing shovels in the circus, getting paid for it? Or?
Yeah, right.
That's not my point. But what I'm saying is, imagine when you were young, you got in like a little argument with your buddy or something.
Yeah.
Somebody took a video, and next thing you know, everybody knows who you are over one little.
Yeah,
thing.
It's true. Back in the day, not many people could know.
It's
like you can go from nobody to somebody like nothing.
Yeah.
It's kind of scary.
It's dangerous, yeah, for sure.
And it's like that's why I'm reading up on it lately, like how I made those 2 videos and they both got almost 400,000 views.
Oh, here we go.
Get the fuck out of here. But anyways, it's like
Man,
I didn't expect that. I just posted a video and I thought a couple people would laugh, you know what I mean? Next thing you know, I see a bunch of people sharing it and liking it. Next thing you know, I got ads and all this stuff, and it's like, people are like, oh man, you're hilarious. Yo, DTG guys hilarious. It's like, well,
and all of a sudden Kanye wants you to fly down to his new
and Justin Bieber
spot.
And side note,
get our eyebrows done.
Side note, Dylan, this is going to be the last time you're allowed on the radio if you can't keep your cursing to yourself.
Yeah, I'm not. The main thing is I'm not allowed to curse, and you're not allowed, and nobody in the world is allowed.
The main thing is
cursing is wrong. Stop doing it, everybody.
Yeah,
Sorry about my cursing.
Yeah. So,
anyways, what the frick?
Frackadoodle.
Freckles. I got lots of freckles on my face. Okay, anyways. Yo, Kevin, drop some realness on us right now.
I don't even know what to say over that.
Yeah,
sorry, it just went completely left field there.
Yeah, it just went weird.
But basically, we want people to go and check out your website.
Yeah.
There's lots of good writings on
Absolutely.
there.
And
Everybody,
there's
keep
links
your
to,
minds opened and keep reading, because reading is a great tool that will forever keep the human mind healthy.
Yeah, man. And it's all you know, it's all storytelling. It's all I believe it's all relatable, because I you know, like it's like, I think my greatest reflection in my writing is hope, right? Mm-hmm. And I think that hope is like the one thing. I think that hope is the one thing that we're all bonded by.
Yeah, it's,
you know, I think that's like that one thing that we're all bonded by, man. Is hope.
It's very true.
We've all come into moments in our lives, and we'll continue to come into moments in our lives where hope is the only thing that we have, right?
Mm-hmm. It's a very powerful thing right there.
And hope, I think hope is what leads us into faith, you know, and faith in the sense of just a firm belief, you know. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. It definitely links it together.
Yeah, so that
if you don't have hope, then
right. So I think that's my greatest reflection in my writing, man, is hope. I think that's probably the most relatable thing, and it's throughout all of my writing. My novels, my poetry, and yeah, man, they're all available on my website. Mm-hmm. Links to Amazon are on my website. Links to all my social media are on my website.
And
Semeniuk.ca.
Yeah, and
I gotta give a shout out to my homeboy John Pavlich, man, who works hard on all of my he works very, very closely with me on all of the designing and that of my books and formatting and stuff, and he's always just willing to drop whatever he's got going on to help me out. So shout out to John.
Yeah, and it's looking very catchy, as DTG was saying actually earlier too. Right? You noticed that?
Yeah, man. They look sick.
If you see that on the
definitely a book you want to
pick it up.
And even though they're mine, right? And see, that's the difference, right? I would never get away with that if I didn't own my own publishing company, right? And that's what 15 for Hope is all about. Yeah.
That's the beauty.
Did you check out my logo?
Yes, I was going to ask you about that too.
The globe in a heart with a tree coming out of it.
On the love, grace, and sorrow one.
Yeah.
In no particular order. It's a really cool design. Everybody, it's a heart with that looks like a globe, kind of, you know, with the land of the globe on it, and then a tree blossoming out the top of it, which is really cool and definitely looks very powerful.
Yeah.
Which metaphorically, like.
Yeah. And then I got to give another shout out to Davis Graham, who's an amazing local talent here in he's from Chilliwack. Mm-hmm. I've worked with him on a lot of my designs. He's doing some amazing things right now, and he's a sick young man.
And
he's so talented, it's ridiculous,
he just
man.
did an
and he's doing
Complex magazine.
Yeah, he did. He's doing some crazy things, man.
Did he do this?
He's an amazing. Yeah, he did that portrait on Sweeping with God.
Nice portrait of you on your book. That's
which was another dope thing that I was able to do, and I probably wouldn't have gotten away with otherwise, right? Yeah, Davis Graham's sick, man. He's in Pencil Fingers. You need to check him out. You got to check him out if you haven't. You need to be aware of him.
Isn't it with an A and a Z at the end?
Maybe we'll get him on the show one time soon.
I'll hook it up.
You can link that up.
Yeah, man. Pencil Fingers.
Nice.
Don't tell me, Dylan. I know.
Preacher to the choir.
So 15 for Hope. That logo and all of that. That just 15 for Hope is my shooting star. You know, I think that all of us come into times in life where where you know, we spend some time looking up at the sky and wanting to be noticed, and you know, lots of times it ends up being that one thing that was just meant for us, right? Mm-hmm. And it's kind of like that little bit of acknowledgement, right? Where, okay, I was heard. Okay, it's go time. Okay, you know, like I'm not here just because, you know, everything. We are all very, very much on purpose, right? And that's kind of what 15 for Hope is about. 15 for Hope Publishing, and it's a brand now. You know, like I have some guys and girls apparel, guys and girls t-shirts and hoodies and stuff like that, right? So
nice.
That's just what it is. It's about you know, a shooting star. It's just and not like, you know, in the sense of a horseshoe where, you know, trying to create some luck. It's just about being acknowledged.
Yeah,
you know, it's
being something that's amazing too.
Yeah, man, it's just about understanding that it's very much on purpose. You know, there's nothing fluke about anything that's going on. Mm-hmm. You know, nothing's preventable, and it's all
for a reason.
Yeah, man, it's all on purpose. So
that's what's up.
Hope.
That's what's up, y'all.
Yep.
So check it out. Check out the link. Mm-hmm. We'll definitely have it on the boomboxradioshow.com. Also on the Facebook page.
Also on mine.
Yeah, and shout that out. Dylan.
I'm gonna drop a video.
You gonna drop that too.
Yeah, Dylan. DTG.
All right, y'all.
Dylan Godfrey on Facebook, or you'll see the video shared somewhere. Trust me.
Yeah.
We'll have it on the Boombox.
But you'll never hear Dylan's voice again on here.
Never. He swore.
Twice.
Bad.
And he apologized to his mom for some reason when it's the radio station he should be apologizing to. Don't worry about your mom, man.
It's
you
okay,
give your mom some love and a shout out.
Isn't
Civil.
Isn't there swearing in the hip hop songs?
We'll get you back on the show when you make some.
This is not one of your hip hop rapper
some more
interviews.
Music.
I'm a poet, man. I am an author. Have some respect.
This isn't the hippity hoppity.
Yeah, this is not hippity
This is
hoppity.
not the hippity hop.
Yeah.
I got a Wicked song right now.
That's fun to turn into a radio voice. Like, hey, my name's Phil from the Boombox Radio.
Hey, everybody, it's RZ here, coming at you from the Boombox Radio Show. Right now, we're here with Kevin and Dylan.
All right, RZ. I got you loud and clear. Let's shoot off to the next song, man.
Whoa, nice. That was styling.
That's in my...
Those some old school Steves.
Yeah, man, that's in my ammo. That's like from... what was that? WKRP Cincinnati type stuff.
All right. Back to RZ here in the live in the studio.
Rocking you all night long. Oh, there's security. There they go.
All right, everybody. Peace.
They got their
love.
batons and they're hitting them against the wall, like, you know, trying to scare us and stuff. So, this song right here, this is by the Mad KRS-One. Knowledge reigns supreme.
Amazing.
You know, I thought it would suit the topics we've been going about, and this song right here is called Woke Up.
Beautiful.
So check it out on the Boombox.